Calm. Ziffy, up. Good girl. You gonna say hi to everybody? Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona on a very restful, peaceful Serenity Sunday. Hang on. You gonna say hi to everybody? Hey? I know my hands smell like chickens. You're probably gonna sit there and lick them. Look at that cute face. Hi. Yeah. So we've had a very fun day today. We got up, we went to the dog park, which you all, if you saw part one of today, you would have seen it then. The fun that we had at the dog, when we talked about the fun at the dog park and everything else, and Zeffy in the back just yawning and panting and looking very happy after running around. I'm wondering if she was a little, she didn't get involved with the dogs as much as she normally does, and I'm wondering if it's because of what happened earlier in the week with that German Shepherd that kept stalking her. So, and she was very quick to put her heckles up today, I noticed as well, that you'd see the fur on the back, along her back, outside of the harness that was standing up on end when some of the dogs came up. And later on when she was talking with those dogs, the hair would be down. So I think she was just a little more cautious than she normally is. So we'll get her back to the park a few nights this week and help her get used to being around other dogs as well. But we picked up the mail on the way to the dog park. We got home. I got stuck into the mail opening boxes and cool stuff. And my certificate for my genealogy class arrived as well. So there's a picture of that on my Facebook page. What else did we get today, Zeph? We just got some cool stuff, some great cards. Some of the ones, I got some that have been returned. I hate that when it happens. So I just contacted them and said, is this still your current address? And they all came back and said, yep, which means the post office has been a little lazy on the delivery side. So, and then we got some, what else did we do? We just had a nice relaxing afternoon of doing next to nothing, although I had visions of what I wanted to do today and none of them came to fruition because we just let the day unfold and go whichever way it wanted to go. I do have to still go and empty the tanks. You got to go empty the black tank and put some more water into the freshwater tank so that we can continue to have showers with good pressure. So that's when I get off here, that's what I'll go out and do is empty the black tank and fill up the freshwater tank. Also check my gas tank levels and either later this week or early next week we'll need to be ordering gas because we have it on in the evenings for the heat so we don't get too cold. So we have it come on at 59 degrees and then in the mornings when I get up, I bump it up to 60, 65 just to help take the chill off the air so I'm not sitting here like because it does get a little colder than normal inside here. But overall, it's been a nice, relaxing afternoon. Gone through the mail, even got my registration stickers for my car and my RV, so we can be road legal again. Well, we are because registration on the vehicles doesn't run out till tomorrow. So as long as I get them on tomorrow before Tuesday, we're good. So got those. Yeah, just a day of I should go do that. No. So it was nice to have a nice relaxing day. Actually, somehow I slept through my alarm this morning. When I didn't even hear it go off, I woke up. I thought, there's light above the shower. It's a little brighter in here than normal, and it was 7:24 this morning. I'm like, I have overslept by almost 2.5 hours. So, but we still managed to get everything done that we wanted to get done as far as taking Zephyr for a walk, getting the mail, going to the dog park. The dog park was crowded today. I hadn't seen it that full. So yeah. But so what did you guys do today to relax, kick back, rejuvenate, refresh? What did we do for our drive today, Zeph? I wouldn't do much of a drive. Didn't feel like it. So we just came back here and just zoned for the afternoon. Been doing these, I love logic puzzles. And those are the ones where you get that grid and you've got to figure out who did what, when, how, and where, and all of that sort of stuff. And they give you like little clues and things. And so I sat here and did some of those today. So that was kind of fun, something different than from doing jigsaw puzzles or sitting and reading. And at one point I was thinking, I might go for a nap. And I got up to go do that. And I thought, I haven't had a drink of water for a while. So I had a drink of water and I'm like, wide awake. So I was starting to get a little dehydrated there. So I've been drinking a lot of water this afternoon to help with that. But I never did get for a because then my little timer thing went off to say we're going to go for a walk for Zeffie in half an hour. And I'm like, oh, I ain't going to get no sleep now. So we did that. So it's just sort of like just been one of those nice days where you could just be lazy. You didn't have to do anything. I mean, nothing that I've got to do is time critical. And Sundays I usually try to take off anyway. So, yeah, it was nice. It was great. It was awesome. We had a super fantastic sparkling day. So how was your day? Was it super fantastic and sparkling too? Let's see what else. And that's basically it. Just a nice quiet afternoon. Although I have been making a list of things that I need to do and that I need to order for the parts I need to order for the RV to get some little things fixed. Excuse me. To get some little things fixed around the RV. Like we have a screen door on the main door, and there's meant to be a latch. There is a latch there, and they're supposed to stick together until you flip the little switch and it parts the screen from the main door. But that broke ages ago, and I keep thinking, oh, I need to get a replacement, and I've never done it. And I've looked around for it, but whenever I go into any of the camping stores that the RV stores that have that sort of stuff, they're like, well, what sort of vehicle do you have? So I got a Fleetwood Bounder, and they're like, yeah, no, we don't have those ones. I'm like, great. So I was looking again today for that to get my outdoor camera ordered for today, security camera ordered for today. I got a little ring doorbell and got it wireless, so I don't have to worry about drilling holes or anything. And I put into the Facebook group, it says, anybody got one? How do you install it without screws? Because I said, yeah. I basically put on the, that screwdrivers and pliers, I know what they are. Power tools, a little iffy with those. And as far as any other tools go, I know a tape measure as well. So I said I want easy install, and so they even gave. So some of them even said, "Hey, look at these cameras as well. They do basically the same thing as the Ring does. It's got a security camera on it and all that sort of stuff." And so had a look at those, but I wasn't as impressed with the reviews and stuff on those other ones that were there. So stuck with the Ring one. So got that ordered today. It'll be here tomorrow, I think it is. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow or Tuesday. Nobody's installing security stuff. And then today I was in the bedroom. I was like looking around going, where am I going to put the camera in here for when I'm out and I need to keep an eye on Zeffie? And actually found a good place. Although with how high up it is, because on top of the windows there's a little shelf there. And I think, well, maybe I could put it there. And because it will tilt up and down and it will tilt sideways. I thought maybe I'll put it up there. So that's one place. But then I thought, then the motion detector won't detect. So I'm back to like, where else can I put things? Could I hang them upside down or something from something? But I got heavy duty, double-sided, weather-resistant, double-sided, heavy-duty tape to help put these, the Ring on the outside of the thing, because there's ones that you can actually get where you can just take out the battery once a week and recharge it, and then you just pop it back in, and you don't have to drill into the side of the vehicle, which is one thing I'm always leery about, because I think if I drill in there and I don't get the seal right, the water could get in there. So I'm always very leery about drilling holes into the side of my RV, any shape or size. So yeah, we've got the Ring, and we're going to be able to put it on with double-sided tape and all of that. And they actually had it was so funny. They had a mounting bracket that you could actually do where it didn't require screws, but you could mount your own. And I'm like looking at this, and it goes to, in its temperature range is -20, which I thought, okay, that's pretty cold. That the whatever they're using on it is, they said it will work on an RV for outside on an RV if you're from -20 to 70. And I'm like, to 70? I'm like, I'm going to be 72 tomorrow. The weather temperature here is going to be 72 tomorrow, up to 74 this week. That means it's not going to work at all. And this is what the temperature range, and they had for this bracket that had this tape on the back of it, so you could just stick it up there and put the bracket on. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about that one. I mean, if you go from -20 to 70 degrees, I'm like, most places in the summertime are above 70, so it's going to be useless for holding anything up. So there's the double-sided tape I have is pretty high rated on the thing, but it's designed for outside, inside, Use it inside or outside, heavy duty, weather resistant, or weather proofing. I can't remember what the actual wording was. But you're able, and people, and the guys in my group all had the same tape. They said, yeah, I've got that tape on mine and it works really well. We've had it in all sorts of weather. And because I was sort of like, well, what temperatures will it stay sticking to before it gets too tacky and starts slowing? They're like, yeah, no, you're not going to have that problem with this stuff. And with this stuff, the longer you leave it on, the stickier it gets. And I'm sort of like, yeah. So by the time you get to 24, if you've got it left on there for 24 hours in dry weather, it will be 100% stick and lock and all that. And I'm like, yes, that's what I need. So looking at the weather this week to see, do we have any rain predicted? Can I get it up there? And like, oh, you're gonna have to wipe it down with rubbing alcohol. And I thought, that ain't gonna be an issue. I have a box of the alcoholic swab thingies that they use because it was left over with Brad with some of his stuff where I had to when I had to give him injections and things. We had a big box of the little squares like they use in the hospitals where they rip the little packet open to do the edge of the IV where they're going to inject into the IV, or they use it to swab the area where they're going to be giving a jab and all that sort of stuff. So I have those little alcoholic squares, and I thought that's not going to be a problem with that. Plus I have a big bottle of IPA as well. So that won't be an issue getting that area cleaned and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm sort of like, well, hang on. Do I wait? Because I'm trying to find somebody who's going to come out and wash my RV top to bottom. And some of the washing companies will also seal the RV roofs as well. So I'm trying to find somebody who can come out and do that. So do I wait till after that is done, or do I do it beforehand? And so I'm sort of like, yeah, I don't know. So there's all that, you gotta time these things right. I do know I probably need a new battery for my chassis, so I'm gonna have to call up like the roadside assistance or something and get them to come out and replace that battery because it's gone a little too long before it won't recharge right now. So yeah, that battery is dead and gone. So I need to get a new one out here and get that all hooked up and everything else. Because right now I can't start my RV. Won't start. So, and also they've got roaming mechanics, which is really good for RVs, which is really cool because I'm going to get one of them to come out and do a service check on Sparkles to see what condition the engine is in, give it a good run and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, that's going to be coming up. So there's a lot of stuff I need to get done, and I'm starting because if I'm going to go traveling this summer, I got to make sure she's in tip-top shape and good for the road and all of that. And I know the 4 wheels on the back are probably close to being replaced because they still had 2 or 3 years left on them when I first got the RV, and the dealership wouldn't change them out or anything else. Oh, they've still got a couple of good years on them, and some sort of like, yeah, I've already gone over 2.5 years on those tires, so almost 3 years on those tires. So the back ones need to be replaced. The front ones I got a year after I had. Actually, was it that September? I got them in September 2019. So the year I got the rig. 6 months after I had to replace the ones on the front because they couldn't do the alignment properly because my front tires were elliptical and not round. And so I had to go get those replaced. And they were very badly elliptical. It was horrendous. But it made a huge difference just putting the tires on there before we finished the alignment. And then once the alignment was done, it was beautiful driving. There wasn't so much sway on it too. So that was kind of nice. I've been sitting on these tires. The rig hasn't moved since June 1st last year. So I do have the feet down though, which is supposed to take some pressure off the tires. How much pressure it takes off the tires, I don't actually know. So I'm going to want to get all my tires checked out, get the engine checked out, so we're all ready for road trips and that sort of thing. And all sorts of ideas and stuff coming up right now. But so over the next few weeks, there's going to be a lot of stuff done on Sparkles and get her ready for the road, get a lot of clean out done. yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going to have to go into storage or get rid of. So we're in that stage now of we're getting ready to go on the road. Let's get this stuff sorted and the extra stuff out of here so that we're good to go. And I need to clear up Zeffie's area. Zeffie's area is the driver's seat and the floor below it where I keep her basket of treats there, and the bags when they come in, I keep them there as well. So I need to get into that area, and I have a plastic container, one of those big plastic containers that sits in one of my lockers, and that's where I put all of her stuff when we travel. So there'll be a lot of that going in there except for her basket of treats. So all the spare stuff will go into there, into the locker, and then I'll have her basket of treats, which goes into the bottom of the shower, along with her food bowl and stands down there, and along with her food container. And that all sits in the bottom of the shower when we travel. So it's easy access. Yes, we like easy access. And it means I can get to it too and get to her bowls when we're traveling and when we have a break. So she can at least have something to drink and eat if she wants. But yeah, so we're going to start getting ready to get back on the road, and which means there's a lot of cleanup coming up. A lot. So anyway, I'm out of here. I rabbited on long enough. I need to go kick back, relax, go get into my PJs and just zone for a couple of hours before I head off to bed. But anyway, everybody have a super fantastic, sparkling evening. What is our question of the day? I don't even know. Oh, that's right. For January is what bucket list items have you already completed? Might add on to that too. And what's still left on your bucket list? So what bucket list items have you already completed? Write about them. Write about the adventures that you had as to, when it was done and that sort of stuff. I still have, it's going to be a milestone, but maybe I'll do it on an off milestone birthday just to get it done. Like for my 40th, when my 40th was coming up, I wanted to take a trip down to New Zealand, spend time with the family in New Zealand. Then on my birthday in Auckland, have birthday lunch with the family, and then get on the plane that evening, fly into LA, because it will still be my birthday, when we arrived, have a birthday dinner with the LA family before we flew back to Virginia, which is where we're living at the time. And so I explained all that to Brad, and he's like, nope. I'm like, why not? He says, too much. I said, but it's my 40th. Nope, too much. I'm like, okay. I'm not doing it for my 40th, I'm doing it for my 50th. So I had everything planned out, laid out, and everything else. And then, of course, the kibosh on him traveling got put in place. So fortunately, it happened after we flew back to Virginia for middle son's wedding. And that was June 30th. And so in 2016, and of course, that was my year I turned 50. And after that, we got the kibosh put on him traveling. He wasn't allowed to fly unless it was less than 3 hours. So I'm like, argh. So that got the kibosh put on it. And of course, I thought, maybe I'll do it for my 55th. Well, all the COVID stuff happened. The global pause happened. So that went. So I'm sort of like thinking, okay, I got 5 years now to plan this for my 60th. Who knows what's going to happen in the next 5 years? But my still have on my bucket list that I would like to celebrate. And so I'm suddenly thinking, why wait till I'm 60? Why not do something between 55 and 60 and figure it out? Just 1 year decide I'm going to do it. But one thing I've always wanted to do is celebrate my country and celebrate my birthday in 2 countries and 4 hemispheres on the same day. So that is what I am planning. I just haven't figured out which birthday yet. So got to see what happens with this global pause to see when it would be a good idea to do this. So yeah, celebrate my birthday in 2 countries and 4 hemispheres on the same day. Now that would be a good birthday. So I think I'm going to take it off the milestone birthdays and just do it 1 year. Just decide to do it 1 year. Maybe I'll take a group of friends with me, have a group of us go, and we'll just go tootling around New Zealand a little bit, show you a bit of New Zealand and do all of that sort of stuff. So I had good plans for the 55th one. I mean, I had stuff all organized and had got great package pricing, got a really good package pricing through one of the vendors that I work with. They gave me unbelievable pricing for the whole package and everything else. And then I had to go back, so we can't go. And they're like, why not? It's just because Brad's not allowed to travel and I don't want to do it without him. And as it turned out, that was my last birthday with him. So, and I still have, he gave me this beautiful little kiwi pendant that he had my parents help him get. for my 50th. And he told me it was coming late. And that was this beautiful little kiwi pendant because he couldn't find any of it like that he wanted, what he wanted in the States. So he enlisted the assistance of my parents. Yes, they keep secrets from me. Anyway, I'm out of here. Go have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We'll catch you back here bright and early tomorrow morning for magical, magnificent Monday. Hey, konara.